Welcome back to the Get Off the Treadmill podcast for small business owners and entrepreneurs, where we show you how to build a successful business and to have a life too. We're going to dive into another topic that helps us make more money in less time and to get off the treadmill so we can experience a life of significance. And now, your host and the author of the #1 best-selling business book, Making Money is Killing Your Business, Chuck Blakeman.
Hi, and welcome back. This is Chuck Blakeman. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 3 reasons why we shouldn't work at any of our business weaknesses. And I'll give you a hint, it just might make you worse at the things you do well. So let's jump right in. Reason number 1, you can't be good at everything. One of the unhelpful myths around the rugged individualist, and pretty much all of it is a myth, is that great business owners should be good at a lot of things. You know, the Renaissance woman or man who can be all things to all people and make everything in business hum like a smoothly operating electric car. I've learned over the years that when gurus present themselves in all their glorious strengths, they're almost always embellishing and not wanting you to know that they're normal and have big holes in their business strengths just like the rest of us. I get it. It makes you buy more stuff from them. And we come by that myth honestly. Most business owners we try to emulate either A, don't want to share their rocky journeys, as I mentioned above, so they come off looking flawless, or B, they are the rare unicorns who actually can do most of it, and then they make us think they're normal. You can do what I do. Insider tip, I'm sure there are a few out there, but frankly, I've never met the unicorn. Only rugged individualists pretending to be one. The rugged individualists who try to do everything just bring themselves out and are really just income producers who have made their entire business codependent on them. Business owners do the opposite. They stick to the very few things they're good at, and then they ask others to step up in the other areas. So to fix this for ourselves, we need to make a list of things that are important and see how we do in those areas. For a few decades now, I have observed that there are 7 elements of a business that are common to every privately held company in the world. We'll go into those in detail in another article, but the 7 elements of every privately held business are: number 1, vision and leadership; number 2, business development; 3, financial management; 4, operations and delivery; 5, customer satisfaction; 6, stakeholder satisfaction. Stakeholder is my upgraded term for an employee. And 7, community, family, self, or simply using your business to build a better life for yourselves and the world around you. From my decades focused on building 13 businesses and personally helping hundreds of business owners build their own successful businesses, I have observed that most of them are really good at 1 to 3 of those 7 elements, rarely 3. Like they may be good at vision and leadership and business development, semi-adequate at 1 to 2, and really deficient in 2 to 3 of the 7. Many times even 4 to 5 of the 7. I'm really good at 2.5, vision and leadership, community, family, and self, and the product development half of operations and delivery. I'm pretty good at business development, stakeholder satisfaction, but I enjoy them less than the ones I mentioned above. And I'm really not good at all at customer satisfaction, and I'm terrible at accounting and managing operations. For those of you watching on YouTube, here's a graph. Some of you who know me may say our business is really good at customer service and operations, but that's not because those are my strengths, but because I made sure that others are responsible for those elements who are really good at them. A great business doesn't depend on the business owner working at turning their weaknesses into strengths and becoming good at all 7. It depends much more on business owners who are vulnerable, transparent, and self-aware enough to recognize their specific lane and then gladly hire others to do all the rest. Richard Branson is a perfect example for all of us. He couldn't read a profit and loss statement until he was already a billionaire. True story. But he was amazing at the few things that were his strengths. He didn't become a billionaire by being great at all 7 or even most of the 7. He was vulnerable and transparent enough to hire others who could fill in his gaps. Any business owner would do themselves a favor by embracing Branson's self-awareness. So that's reason number 1 why you shouldn't work on your business. It's just not reasonable or the hallmark of a great business owner to try to be good at everything, which leads us to reason number 2 why you shouldn't work on your business weaknesses. Being good at everything creates codependence and lack of freedom. Trying to be good at everything is nothing more and nothing less than pure, unadulterated codependence. Everyone has learned that it all flows from you. So they're just sitting around waiting for you to tell them what to do. I worked with a dentist who was regularly annoyed that his staff took very little initiative to solve anything. But after just a couple of hours observing him, it was obvious that he thought it was his job to be the focal point for solving all problems and running every initiative. And of course, he was burning himself out doing it and mad at his staff for not rescuing him. As business owners, we feel this unhealthy obligation to be the answer person for everything and everyone, and to be intimately involved in every aspect of the business. Per the above, we call that person an income producer, not a business owner. Income producers are so involved in everything that if they go on a true non-email, non-text vacation, the business begins to decline in some way. A true business owner can be gone for a few weeks and the business is unaffected. We teach business owners to dump the old notion that to make more money, you have to spend more time at work. A business owner will always be asking, how do I make more money in less time? The only way to do that is to delegate not just tasks, but responsibilities, to truly have other people lead the other elements of the business listed above that aren't your strength. Codependent income producers have created their own captivity. Business owners are leaders who know they shouldn't try to be good at everything, and they have freedom in their business. So they don't have to create freedom from it by selling it. And this leads us to the third reason not to work on your business weaknesses. It will make you less effective in the elements that are your strengths. For me, this is the biggest motivator to focus on my strengths and not work on my business deficiencies. Business weaknesses or challenges are very different than personal weaknesses or challenges. If I'm an angry person, I should be very focused on learning to harness the anger and learn to live light and joyful. We should all be working on our personal challenges. It's part of what makes life worth living. But as a business owner, if I'm lousy at accounting and not energized by it, the last thing I should try to do is become good at accounting. I have observed in my own attempts to get better at all of the 7 elements, and from watching others make the same vain attempt, that in doing so, it actually makes us less effective at the very few elements we're good at and love doing. This makes perfect sense. If I'm focused on something I don't like and I'm not good at, it takes time and energy away from where I excel and what I love doing. It took me my first 5 businesses to learn that. As I've said many times, I'm a slow learner. So to help business owners, including me, recognize our strengths and our challenges and to stop trying to be omniscient, omnipresent income producers, we developed the Apex Profile, which has served thousands of business owners over the years. The Apex Profile is the only psychometric test designed specifically for business owners and strategic leaders of businesses. It asks questions only a business owner or strategic leader will know how to answer. You'll find yourself in a combination of 3 Apex profiles. Most of us are usually very strong at one, which is your primary profile, pretty good at a second, and not so much at the third profile. Here's a quick review of the 3. We'll expand on them in a separate podcast. Market focus. That's the risk-tolerant, visionary entrepreneur, the customer-focused salesperson, focused on the future. They love starting things but want variation, so they don't tend to follow through as well as others. They tend to underplan and over-execute while running into brick walls. They are the information experiencers, and as you might have guessed, this is my primary profile. Systems focused is the second profile. Systems people are the less risk-tolerant process improvers, focused more on learning from the past and on managing the business. They're great at fine-tuning things and slower to decide things. They are the opposite of the market-focused person. They tend to overplan and under-execute. They often like stability and repetitive work and are the information gatherers. This is the primary profile for many academically oriented business owners, and these are the maintainers in a business. And if you are one of the other 2 profiles, until you have these people in your business, you're going to struggle because they're the ones who make it hum. The third profile is the product-focused person. The risk-neutral creators, artists, inventors, the producers who get the violin made and the surgery completed. They focus more on the present, are concrete decision makers who enjoy making, producing, and creating. Market-focused people are drawn to risk, and systems-focused people shy away from it. Product-focused people take risks if they have to, but don't generally think in terms of risk or safety. They'll do what they have to do in order to produce. Unlike the market-focused starters and the systems-focused maintainers, these are the finishers that get things done. They're the information users, and as you know, you have to have these people in your business to actually get anything out the door. If you want more information on your business strengths and challenges, check out the Apex Profile at apexprofile.com and drop in CFB75, capital C, capital F as in Frank, capital B as in boy, 75, in the apply a promo code box to get it at 75% off for being a Get Off the Treadmill podcast listener. The point of this podcast today is that focusing on your strengths and getting others to do the rest is the path to freedom and success. One of the many reasons business owners dream of selling their business is because as it has grown, they still try to hang on to the leadership of all 7 elements. And it's just wearing them down. So at some point we pull the ripcord and sell the business, only to start another one and create our codependent, rugged individual's life all over again. Let's do it differently. So you will want to hang on to your business because it's a lifestyle asset, not a liability to you personally. Take heart that you're not supposed to be good at everything. Identify the few things that should be your focus, delegate the rest, and relax. And maybe let your team help you identify the few elements that you should take the lead on. You'll have a lot more fun in business and you'll be able to actually go on vacation. Let's get freedom in our business by focusing on the few things we're really good at and delegating the rest. I'll see you in the next podcast.
That wraps up another episode of the Get Off the Treadmill podcast. If you found this podcast helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button to ensure you are receiving the latest tools you need to grow your business and to get off the treadmill. If you want more information on the 3 to 5 Club, the Crankset Group, or to book Chuck as a business advisor, speaker, or workshop leader, you can contact us at grow@cranksetgroup.com. Until next time, have a great week.